So the step up is another very functional movement that we use, especially when we're trying to train longevity, right? How long throughout our life can we maintain functional movement, maintain functional strength, do things like getting on and off the floor, up and down the stairs, playing with our kids, our grandkids, our friends, doing any sport that we want to be able to participate in. A step up is a nice foundational movement to be able to build some of that strength, build some of that resiliency throughout the legs and lower extremity. So what I like to do is I like to load over time, repetition, one leg over the other. So if we were to use this stepper here, ideally I would have this be a little bit higher. I'd have it be about 90 degrees at my hip and my knee. So this would be about here, because that's going to force me to generate a lot more force to step up and over. If it's too low, then it's too easy for us to be able to generate the force. So let's kind of go through how I want you to think about doing this step up. First, we can do it without any weights. Eventually, you're going to hold weights. Foot goes up. Instead of staying here and then stepping up, I want you to think about leaning forward, putting our body weight on top of this front leg, not worrying about the back leg. I'm not kicking myself up. I'm pushing myself up from this front leg, and then I'm slowly controlling it down. We're trying not to plop down. That eccentric load on the way down, that stretch and load under that stretch is very, very important to maintain muscular resiliency and muscular strength. There's a lot of muscle breakdown that occurs there, and we need to be able to build up that tolerance. So again, if we're doing this, get into our position, we lean forward onto this front leg, we generate that force without kicking that back leg, and then slowly lower ourselves down and repeat. And eventually I would hold on to some weights and just go back and forth, slow and controlled here. You can increase the height as you go, but if you're starting to increase that height and you're feeling like you're kind of swimming yourself up, or you have to almost push with that back leg, it's too high. Lower the box, do it right, do it correctly over and over again to be able to build up that capacity to get to a higher box. A lot of times I do 45 to 60 seconds time on one leg, then switch 45 to 60 seconds time on the other leg, back and forth. If you want to add another balance element, we can raise that leg up, down, up, and down. And then because we're moving slow, I'm not worried as much about how many reps you do. I'm worried more about how much time under tension you can stack for that quad, for those hip muscles, hip musculature. So do 45, 60 seconds, stack up sets of that, add weights as appropriate, right? We want this to feel challenging, 6, 7 out of 10 effort, feel hard. So adding weight there is beneficial. Increasing the box height is beneficial to demonstrate a greater capacity, but make sure you're doing it correctly first.